I got a hot take on architecture. I think we have been focusing on the wrong things. Like, when we think of design, we instantly think of like what objects to put, what's the theme, what's the concept, how can I make this more aesthetic, how can I like be the best out there among the rest. Like, no one ever was. What can we know? Yeah, there's this thing with architecture. We're so focused on being the best, like so focused on innovating. I mean, there's nothing wrong with doing your best in a small site, but have we forgotten something? Like, you know, I graduated from architecture school. Nothing against my school. I love my school. I love CIT. I love how they brought me up. I love how the opportunities came and taught me. But I've been on this apprenticeship, a very amazing apprenticeship that made me unlearn all these things about architecture school. And turns out, with climate change fast approaching, especially with El Nino and the La Nina disrupting the patterns and weather and bringing more floods and making us sick with our sinuses, being very sick, not knowing if it's hot or if it's gonna rain, it's making us sick. It just leads me to think like, wow, there must be something going on. Like, is it is it my is it my understanding of the world? Is it how I was brought up to think how success and development would look like? So I'm really grateful for this water stories thing, like the water stories, man. They really be bringing you back to your roots, and by roots I mean back to your creator, back to his creation. I'm currently compiling all the things that I've done, and so far I'm just so much to be done in the world. There's only me, 26-year-old from the Philippines. I'm so small. Like, I'm not technically small. I'm huge, but there's so many things that we could have done properly in architecture. Like, how we could have thought the design. Like, instead of thinking I should do this and this, why weren't we taught to read how the land is formed, how plants are growing there, how water moves in the landscape, how people and all the other relations of earth, of fungi and everything interact with the land before we put something in it. Like, if I was only taught that way, girl, I would not have attached any pride or ego to any of my creations. Like, I would just create it for the sake of creating and for the sake of observing and for the sake of creativity. I read about the Krebs cycle of creativity by name Neri Oman, an Israeli architect. How in school I was taught like architecture is the art and science of designing things and blah blah blah, but as I learned how culture and nature and water and everything and perception and observation collides with everything, it's not just art and science, but it's also like design and engineering. And architecture school has taught me about that, but as I step out of school and step out of what is expected of me, like the renderings, the way to talk, the way to defend your design, like being brought out of that environment, I'm thinking I'm thinking more how things interact with one another and how they are like it's all meshed up. It's not divided into many things so that be specialized into the many things. That's why the world is so complicated already. We have made it so complex when it's just actually very simple. It's only one element. I hope that I become a better architect someday. Not an architect that just designs for her ego, but an architect who really understands what design is supposed to be like as it evolves with the landscape. Not just design because it looks pretty, or because it looks best, or because it's sustainable, or because it used some of the multi-complex innovations and materials and everything, but just because it makes sense for that design to be there, for that structure to be there, for that pavement to be there, for that tree to be there, for that plant to be there. I just hope I become that kind of architect, man.